A little more like that. Probably should fine tune how I want my video to look before I push live. But again, I think the lesson here is perfection is overrated. I think it's better to do than, hello, Miss Hampton. I think it's better to do than do perfectly. And that's kind of a complicated concept, I think, for a lot of people to grasp. And maybe it's just easy for me because I've always just kind of charged forward, tripped and fallen, screwed up, made a fool of myself, and gone, well, let's learn a little bit from that. Let us learn a little bit from that. So I go live. I say the wrong thing. I fumble over my words. I do my best. I have my phone leaned against a stack of children's books right now. I have my dog Holly here nuzzling in close, trying to get as much attention as she can, because she knows when I talk to my phone that it's a good opportunity for her to get some pets. And I'm sure this is amazing content for each and every one of you that is either has a great pleasure of watching me live, or that will be watching the rebroadcast of this on another social network platform. But good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is No, it's not Coffee with Ken. I almost said it's Coffee with Ken. I'm a little distracted, to be honest with you, as I have various children's toys lurking about me at my feet. I got my dog Holly, again, kind of pawing at me and attacking me and shaking her head if I don't rub her ears just so. Thank you, T-Bones, for joining. Thank you, Ramil, for joining. And thank you, Connie and Amy Creek and anybody else that joins. I'll probably try to do my best to welcome you aboard. But again, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon to you. This is, my name is Ken Tracy. Hello, Ramil. And this is Stay at Home with Ken. It is Saturday afternoon. It is 12:27 my time, because I'm coming at you from Naperville, Illinois, a town of about 135,000 or 140, almost 150. It's getting bigger by the moment. We'll call it 150,000 people. About 35 miles just a little southwest of Chicago. And I'm going to give you a quick scan of what we're looking at here. We're looking at a not a snowy, but a snow-covered day here in Naperville, Illinois. That is my dog Holly's dog bed. She likes to pass her afternoons, her quiet time, sitting, staring out the window, hoping one of her dog friends walks by. I don't know if they're really friend or foe, to be honest with you. I kind of think she likes to bark in anger. You know, I'd like to say we like to imagine what our pets are thinking, or what those in our lives are thinking, or what other even people are thinking at any given time. And I like to think she's going, hey, Rover, it's Holly. You want to come over and play later? But perhaps she's yelling, hey, you stinky beast, get off my yard or I'm going to come out there and bite you. But oftentimes she'll do it at the biggest and toughest dogs in the neighborhood. So I don't think that's a good strategy for her. Okay, Holly, how about you go lay down? You go lay down. Go lay down. It's a constant fight. For anyone that's watched my show, you've seen it happen time and time again. Holly coming up and pawing me and bumping my table, and I'm wondering why I'm not patting her more. Right now, she's laying by the couch over there, giving it some of this. But anyway, good afternoon again. This is Stay at Home with Ken. It is a show I started at least this version of it about 2 months ago. And it is a show that is based in its original form, Coffee with Ken, that I started about 4.5. It'll be 5 years ago in June. It was a time I was struggling in a lot of different ways. I was living in a dark apartment. I'd broken up with the woman of my dreams. I was missing my dog, Holly. I was missing the house, the patio. On the way to all sorts of adventures over the next 4.5 years that I couldn't have imagined and might someday, if I ever sit down in front of my keyboard and get my fingers to tapping, become a best-selling novel. Or it'll be a good book to buy and put you to sleep. Hello, Laura Beth. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hello, Steve Smith. I've said this show's been going on for a couple months in this format. My wife went back to work just before Thanksgiving. There was a job offer for her that she couldn't refuse. It was in an industry she loves. It was an opportunity for her. I think she's going to really knock the cover off the ball. We were both working together, trying to build my content creation business as much as we could, as fast as we could. But honestly, this job came along, and I remember asking her, hey, if I was making 250 grand a year doing content creation, would you still want to take this job? And her answer without hesitation was yes. So what am I going to do? So here I am, staying at home with Ken. And I'm at home about 4 days a week. I have two beautiful babies. I have a 1-year-old. Actually, she'll be 1.5 in a few months. And I have a 2.5 who will be 3 also in a few months. And they're upstairs sleeping. They're upstairs sleeping. So this is very valuable time for me. They've been up and about, and I laid them down at 11:30 my time. I also have 3 stepkids I live with. The 2 older ones are upstairs sleeping. Or at least they're in their room, which is just as good, or just as well. And I also have two older girls from my first marriage, and they're living in Oswego, which is about 10 miles from here, with my first wife. So anyway, I thought I wanted to hop on. That one ago you were single and worked at Target. Well, Steve Smith, you got to stay on top. Hello, Brian Finnegan. How are you? Hello, Joseph. Steve Smith says, it doesn't seem that long ago that I was single and worked at Target. I was working at Target. I was born in 1968. I love rehashing every little bit of my life. Every little bit of my life. I was born in 1968. Oh, what a summer it was. Oh, what a summer it was. The Beatles were all the rage. We hadn't yet gone to the moon. That's how old I am. Barely any pictures because we didn't have digital cameras. I like to imagine the world was black and white. It was kind of a Andy Griffith world at the time, with everybody whistling as they walked down the streets, waving at their neighbors. Hey, neighbor. It was a friendly time back then. I don't remember, though. I was just born then. And again, I went to University of Illinois. I graduated in 1990 from there. Became a stockbroker, which I did for about 10 years. Was exciting for the first few years. And it was just stressful and painful for the last several years after that, where I went from a job that I thought was exciting and fun and sexy to just a grind every day, trying to make a paycheck. Bounced around from 2000 to 2005 for a few years, trying a few different things. I waited tables for a period of time, helped manage my dad's printing store in Villa Park, which isn't too far from where I live now. Tried to get back into the brokerage business for a while. Hey, Motley Crue, thank you for sending me the roses. I won't say the expletive in the middle of your name, Motley Crue, but I'm a big fan of Motley Crue. I've seen them in concert. So, wow, you're sending me a whole bunch of roses. I wonder if I keep talking about them, if they'll keep sending me roses. Roses are such a pretty flower. I was at the grocery store, yes, and my show tends to go all sorts of different. Wow, the roses are still coming, Motley Crue. Roses lit up in the creator's gift gallery. I don't even know what that means, but I think it's pretty cool. I don't know what that means. I keep getting roses. I'm up to like 211. For anyone that watches this on a replay on a different social media network, they're going to go, what the heck's he talking about? If you're watching on a different social media network, I'll explain. I'm doing this is my live show here on TikTok. And the people watching can comment, but they can also send you little gifts, which might cost a couple pennies each. And a guy named Motley Bleepin' Crue, and I'm not using his real name, and I don't know why I'm assuming it's a guy just because Motley Crue's church seems like a guy band. But Motley Crue sent me a rose, and I don't know what's happening, but I feel like a guy that's in Vegas and just pulled the slot, and just pulled the slot machine, and the machine keeps running. I used to have a gambling problem, for anyone new. And I've spent a lot of time in Vegas, a lot of times in the casino, not that much time at the slot machines. I was more of a blackjack player. But anyway, every once in a while you'd hit a big thing and the machine, the casino, not that much time at the slot machines. I was more of a blackjack player. But anyway, every once in a while you'd hit a big thing and the machine would keep. I think Las Vegas lost its excitement for me when they stopped doing coins, paying you in coins, and paid you in like a receipt would come out of the machine. And all the excitement to me about the slot machine, because I never really thought I was going to win any money at it, was the noise and the lights. And I'm experiencing the TikTok version of hitting it big on a slot machine right now. Or Motley Crue's just sending me a lot of roses, because I'm up to 723 roses and still counting. And I'll tell you what, it's worth a little bit of money. I mean, a very little bit. I think we get paid like half a cent a rose that somebody sends us. But, you know, I'm up to almost 400 or 800 roses on this spin, which is $4, which is better than a sharp stick in the eye, if you ask me. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about the roses, although it's a pleasant distraction as it keeps going up. So anyway, for those that have been watching a while, and you may have seen the mug at the beginning, you know it's not just a show about a guy in Naperville, Illinois talking. And why, yes, it is afternoon, and my kids are all upstairs sleeping. And while I was preparing my lunch, and we can talk about what I had for lunch, because that is gripping, I'm sure, I set up I didn't know if I was going to go live or not, if I really wanted to. Hey, wow, somebody else is sending me roses. Wow. OK just sent me some roses, and they're starting to go up big, too. This is so much fun. We're over 1,000 roses from Motley Crue's rose giving gift. Keep it going. I should just keep talking about it. I mean, I'd probably lose all my viewers because, again, nobody wants to hear me talking about social media roses and the $5.60 I've now acquired from Motley Crue's generous gift. Uh-oh, I hear movement upstairs. I hear movement upstairs. I know it's not my two babies that are moving, which means it's one of my stepkids. And I can only hope they're going to the washroom and not going to be coming down the stairs looking at me, kind of scowling at me, going, what are you doing? I'm going live. Can you go back to your room or can you keep it quiet? Yeah. Hey, Kathy just shared the live. That's so sweet. I'm supposed to encourage more of you to share the live. Please, more of you share the live. Motley Crue, this is so exciting. We're up to 1,340 roses from Motley Crue's gift, and I so appreciate that. Hey, OK shared the live. Wow, this is fun. I might get some viewers going. But anyway, I was brewing my coffee. I laid my children down. My baby's down at 11:30. I scurried downstairs, prepared my lunch. You want to know what I had for lunch? I'll tell you. I had 2 bowls of iceberg lettuce with cheese and ranch dressing. I chased that with 2 plates of nachos. Don't mock my diet. Do not mock my diet. I feel very comfortable with the diet I started last Monday. The Making Friends with Hunger diet is what I'm going to call it. I might write another book about this. It'll be best selling. It will solve the obesity issue that is raging America. And the long and short of it is, I believe your body knows when you're in a calorie deficit. And when you're in a calorie deficit, you're losing weight. And when you're in a calorie deficit, you feel hunger in your tummy. And for most of us, at least for me, for the longest time, I looked at hunger as a bad thing, something I had to resolve, something I had to run to the kitchen and get myself something to eat to solve the hunger in my tummy. And last Monday, while I was sitting at Starbucks, I go, I bet while I'm hungry, I'm burning the fat that I have around my tummy. I got about 10 pounds of fat that I do not need. Thank you, Brian. That I don't need. And have wanted to lose it for the last 4 or 5 months. But I look at the scale whenever I step on it, and I was always the same weight. And realized last Monday that I think if I spent more time feeling hunger, feeling the experience of hunger, I'd end up losing weight, and I wouldn't feel guilty when I did eat, and I could probably eat whatever I wanted during those periods when I ate. This afternoon, for lunch, what I wanted to eat was 2 salads and 2 plates of nachos, and I did that and enjoyed the heck out of them. I won't eat again probably till 6 o'clock, and during that time, probably about 4 o'clock, I'll start feeling pangs of hunger. And rather than run to the kitchen to get something to satisfy that hunger, I'll spend the hours from 4 to 6 being hungry and being okay with it and actually learning to enjoy it. And I believe in, I don't know, I'm going to lose about a pound a week under my diet. And again, I don't know what I'm talking about. These are just my theories, and they're just theories. But I'll bet it'll be true. And I'll share my results with you guys. But anyway, wow, Motley Crue sent me 2008 roses. Motley Crue, that's so nice of you. I wonder who Motley Crue's favorite member of the band is. Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, Mick Mars, and Vince Neil. That's the 4 members of Motley Crue. Vince Neil, Tommy Lee, Mick Mars, and Nikki Sixx. I'm fairly proud that I can remember it. I'm 55 years old. Hey, Lauren Moore, thank you so much for following the creator. I really appreciate that. I've been on TikTok for 2 years and 2 months-ish. And my page grows a little bit every day. Okay, thank you for following the live creator. I appreciate that. I aspire to be a full-time content creator, and I have a lot of fun. Hello, Windy City Dude. Going live and talking about all sorts of things. I've had a lot of highs and lows in my life. I used to drink every day. I used to smoke pot every day. I used to gamble way too often. I've had periods of my life where I've made a ton of money and periods of my life when I've made very little money. And I'd like to, my goal is to share my experiences that I've had and hopefully make a difference with an audience about, again, mental health or addiction or substance abuse or what have you. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I poured this nice hot cup of coffee. It was hot about 10 minutes when I poured it, 10 minutes ago when I poured it. But I got so distracted by Motley Crue's generous 2008 rose gift. I sat and stammered like a 7th grader who first saw the woman or girl of his dreams and was in love. But anyway, let me see. Not contain the content. Share your feedback to now. So I'm not sure why I got this restriction. TikTok should allow content like mine. Yeah, they just limited because I talked about addiction. What's interesting about TikTok, they very closely watch. How many kids do I have? Let's change the subject. Hi, Richard Hizzy. How are you? How many kids do I have? I personally have 4. And I also have 3 stepkids. I'm getting a lot of different stuff. Hello, Marilyn from South Carolina. How are you? Facts and Logic says they're the controller at their company and wants to know why every detail of the invent. I don't know what they're. Am I married now? I like to believe I'm married now. I am twice divorced. My wife and I have two beautiful babies that we were blessed with. And although we've certainly had struggles and certainly had our challenges during our time together, our beautiful little babies deserve our very best effort to provide a loving home for them. And we're working hard and to make our relationship work and I don't know, doing our best. So that'll answer your question, I guess. Yeah. So, hey, Nancy, thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for being a part of my day. I wasn't even sure I was going to go live. I have an ability to ramble, a little bit, and sometimes my rambling will take me away from what I'm trying to get to. And what I'm trying to get to is this sip of coffee. Yeah, I just splashed it on my hand. And I'm excited to have my very first sip from this pot. It's the third pot in this household today. I'm not afraid to drink. Coffee's not just for breakfast anymore. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's not. My hope is wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh, that was an obnoxiously long introduction before I got my first sip of my Starbucks Sumatra coffee today. And waited too long. I mean, it's still pretty darn hot, but it's not quite as piping hot as I like. I'm so uptight about certain things, like I'll pour some water in here and microwave it up to get my cup nice and hot, so when I pour the coffee in, it doesn't cool off. Or I poured it into my carafe from the pot. I needed to heat up the carafe. No, Holly. Heat up the carafe so it wouldn't cool down the coffee as I poured it in. Hey, Belinda Grobler from South Africa. I almost said Belinda Grobler was from South America. She's on the other side of the world. She's almost on the other side. She's on the other side of the planet. You know, I don't know. If you took a pin and stuck it through the globe where I'm at, just outside of Chicago, I wonder where it would come out on the other side. Would it come out in South Africa, or would it come out somewhere in Asia? It might come out in the Indian Ocean somewhere. I don't know. I remember there was a book when I was a young child. I used to, read children's books. Imagine that. I was a child and I read children's books. I believe there was a book about a kid digging a hole and digging his way and finding himself in China. And I don't know if that's true or if that was just my imagination, but I have a memory of this book. And I think when I was a kid, I thought if I dug deep enough and long enough, I'd find my way through. We have a report. I never dedicated too much of my time towards digging my way through the globe. So let's have a little more coffee. Oh, so good. I don't know how much I have for you today. Again, I'm happy to hop on live. Haven't been live I've only been going live 2 or 3 times a week. I used to go live, every day at 8 o'clock, but my schedule changed, and now I'm spending most of my time at home, loving on my babies. When I lay them down, I'm usually pretty busy, and I have a bunch of stuff to take care of at home, but I kept them up a little later. I'm optimistic that they're going to be able to sleep for a few hours. And again, with the stepkids upstairs being quiet in the rooms, I thought I'd be remiss if I didn't hop on and go live for you. Plus the lighting, and I'll show you again. That's what we're looking at out there, the windows out of our living room. The lighting with the sun bouncing off the pretty white snow we have out there. I don't know. thought it was a perfect afternoon to hop on and talk to you guys for a little bit live. So, yeah. I don't know what else I have for you. Again, I go live a lot. I appreciate anybody that watches my videos and subscribes to my page and enjoys my content at all. I talk about a range of subjects. Right now we got a kind of quiet audience. We got a small audience. I think it was limited by this social media platform because the subject matter I was talking about, and that's always disappointing. But such is life. I've learned to I don't know, learn from my disappointments and hopefully change my pattern of behavior going forward. I don't want to change what I talk about. I'd like to be able to talk about whatever subjects come up. And but I am learning and I am working towards better tomorrow. And I consider myself a work in progress and strive to get a little better every day. And keeps me going. So anyway, it's Saturday afternoon. I so appreciate you guys for hopping on today, joining me for a little bit this afternoon. I appreciate you. I don't know. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you had a great, great night's sleep last night. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. You're excited about the weekend, but more importantly, you're excited about the moment you're in right now. Because this moment is all we really have. And if we look too far ahead, that's where anxiety strikes. It certainly strikes me. And anxiety is not a good feeling. And I'm learning to bring myself, when I'm feeling anxious or feeling worried or feeling afraid, to bring myself back into the moment. And the moment that I'm in is usually a pretty good one. I got a hot cup of coffee, I got a nice comfortable chair, and I got a raging fire behind me and a beautiful window I can look out. So I'd encourage you to keep your thoughts in the moment as much as you can. And again, not look too far ahead. But again, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I want to thank you for joining. I hope you are feeling good. You are loving yourself. I like it. Somebody's sending me a bunch of hearts as I get ready to say goodbye. Invite M. Daitner to go live together. Do I really want to invite somebody to go live? I've never gone live with somebody else. I don't even know what that means. I'm worried to be somebody that cursed or said mean things. Frightens me. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a little more research. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And again, I hope you're feeling good. You're loving yourself. You're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.